Welcome to TradersArmy.com, defending your right to build wealth and preserve capital for generations to come.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I am your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope everybody had an amazing trading day yesterday, as we're going to do what we do each and every day, identifying potential breakout trades and reversals from an educational perspective. Let's dive in. So yesterday we had a live trading room at TradersArmy.com, and so some of the lines you see came from yesterday's live trade room. So I want to highlight a few of those levels, because a lot of those levels were very effective yesterday. So yesterday in the DMC, actually this levels we've had for a little bit longer than just the daily market commentary, but this was our area where we believed there was a potential for a reversal, and price came down right into our demand area before then rallying right back up to our supply area. I mean, it wound up being the low of the day and the high of the day, all in the same trade. So since we traded all the way to the top of this level, I've got to completely remove that zone. Traded to the top of the level, got to remove the zone. This area down here, I think, still has some validity to it, but I need to convert it over now to a confirmation style on the long. It is a slightly weaker entry now at this point. Going forward, I think my best levels are up here at 29.09 by 29.15 if price does give us a rally today. I would be a little bit concerned about a Friday sell-off and seeing a sell-off happen at some point today. In the Nasdaq, very similar level. We rallied up to the supply level that we had identified in the live trade room. Got a really nice strong move away. We have since, however, traded all the way through it, so I need to remove that level. When I look at the Nasdaq on a 4-hour time period, my NQ from a 4-hour perspective, I'm left with the fact that I don't have really any more demand of any quality. I mean, this bounced off of this demand, but I don't have any demand of any substance until down here. So I still think that the better opportunity is to trade to the short side, because that's what our 4 hour is telling us to do. The key is, where do I get in, right? So technically, if you want to use I don't have my mouse on with me today, so my drawing tools are messed up. There we go. So technically, if I want to use the 15-minute chart, you've got this little level here that might be worth, exploring and giving it a shot. We are getting a little bit of bullish momentum at the moment, so you may see a breakout kind of drive price up into one of these reversal areas here in the next few moments. Next, crude oil. So in crude oil, we talked about this pinching market. And how we were really just in between levels of demand and supply, and we weren't really looking for breakouts on this. My thought was that it didn't make sense to try to trade each individual breakout, but rather to wait for these areas of supply and demand up above us when we're in such a choppy market condition. So really nothing to add in crude. And then in gold, same thing. Gold is still sideways price action between two fairly large levels. Next, bonds and currency markets. So in our bond markets, we had on the ZN, we had identified this 15-minute level. Price came into it, gave us a move away, came into it again, gave us a move away. So now, while the level did work, the level held, the level worked for a nice little trade, we have to remove it. It's not going to be something I want to use again. And my next level then becomes this one down here. I don't know if you see a pattern here, but a lot of my trades are away from really good levels. We had a couple of things that met entry yesterday that were worth it, like this British pound reversal. Price came back up into the British pound area. We got a little bit of a move away from it, and now it's just kind of chopping along. So not a whole lot of great movement on that one. The Nasdaq, the S&P, the bonds, and the pound all had movements, but the pound had the weakest movement out of all the ones here. And then the Japanese yen, we have a little bit of a gap area in here, but a really nice, strong, overall trending market on this hourly chart. So if I want to find an opportunity, I got to look to the 4 hour. And when I look to the 4 hour, my 4 hour supply level doesn't come into play until way up here. So you've actually got a really nice level of 4 hour demand somewhere down in here if we do indeed get a bit of a pullback. And then And then we had copper. So we talked about a copper level yesterday, about a breakout to the upside. Unfortunately, our copper breakout, we got a little bit of a breakout and then it pulled back. It technically didn't go below our stop loss, because if you take the breakout trade, your stop loss has to be outside of this pivot. So technically it did not come back, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, price hasn't gone anywhere. That's probably a break-even trade. There's no real reason to stay in that position, although price did come back down to our reversal area with a touch and go move out of that zone. And the trade was either the reversal or the breakout. And so from the reversal, we've done really well off of that next level. And then last but certainly not least is the bonds and the euro and Canadian dollars. So in the bonds, still what I just talked about, it kind of in between. The Aussie, we had a supply level in here, got a little move away, but take a look once again. Our 6 candle rule: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No movement. And when you have no movement, you need to just allow the price just to happen, right? And that's what we got there. So really nothing to add in that one. In the euro, the level I talked about in the euro yesterday was getting long above this region, knowing that we had a confirmation short up above us. So not a whole lot of movement, but it hit that long, and then the confirmation blew right through. So the confirmation blew through with absolutely no entry. And then the Canadian dollar, we had a short lined up in yesterday's live trade room. Price came back up into our short, and we got a little move away on that trade. Not a big one. And then the next time price came in, it blew through. So I would look at that one as potentially a loss if you were trading it. But overall, very, very positive day yesterday. And today it looks like we're in between a lot of supply and demand levels. So what I would say in a day like today is don't force the trade. Let the trade come to you. If you got any questions, please send us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Until Sunday night for the live trade room, I will see you soon. Later.